Hello, I am at my parents' house in Vietnam, the house that I grew up in. We live in a small village in the north and we have kind of a typical but pretty interesting looking house. So I thought of doing a house tour and show you guys around. Also, I will give you some interesting facts about Vietnamese houses in rural area. So let's get started. First, let's start with the kitchen. I know, it is shockingly big. It's almost as big as the apartment I have in Germany. So before filming this video, my sister, who is extremely clean, have asked my mom to clean the house. But my mom and me are similar. She was like, I don't feel like cleaning. So the house is not like clean, but I don't think you guys would mind, right? The thing is, Vietnam is very, very humid. So all of our kitchen appliance furniture is suffering from the humidity. At least these are from like real wood. Imagine if you have the pressed wood like in Germany, everything would like expand 10 times bigger in like a year. It would be broken so quickly. This is our rice cooker, the most important thing in a Vietnamese family. In the village, we don't really use electric kitchen because our electric supply is not stable enough. So normally we would use gas. Yep. In Vietnam, we call this phic. It's for keeping hot water. In the morning, my mother would wake up and then cook a lot of boiling water, and then she would put them here. If we have guests and we have to use hot water to make tea, so my mom always prepare this first, so when the guests come, she have this ready. Now we have a fast boiling kettle, but I think her habit is sticking with her, and it's hard to change. Okay, this is the bathroom. We have wet toilet, which means everything is wet from the literal toilet to the sink to like everything, because this is where we shower. We do have like water boiler. It is not working properly. So when I want to shower, I would have to boil a lot of water outside, mix them into this like thingy, and then I would use the water to wash myself. It's a bit uncomfortable, but I'm getting used to it. After we shower, we have to use this broom, and then we just clean the whole place. So all of the water ran to the right place. This is a water purifier because our tap water is not drinkable. To be sure, we would normally take the water from here and then cook it. Here we have the washing machine, and my parents just create this to put all of their cooking pot here. Looks pretty tidy actually. It is pretty uncommon for Vietnamese family in the village to have a dryer, because we have crazily hot sun over here. We just need to hang it up and then in 30 minutes, it's completely dry already because of the heat. But now when I think about it, in the weather like this, when the air is so humid, it's impossible to dry our clothes. Maybe I should buy my parents a dryer. The thing with my parents is, although like even when I pay my own money to buy them new thing, they're not happy with it. They're like, you're wasting money. Why are you doing that? Give me the money. Do not buy this and that. So if you want to buy something, you basically have to like beg them, explain to them why is it good. Or you just buy it and bring it home. My family don't use vacuum cleaner. They are strongly opposed to it. And this is the vacuum cleaner of the house, a broom. You just have to like hold it and then you clean the house with this. I have been begging my mom for buying her a vacuum cleaner, but she refused, which makes sense because it's super humid over here. The floor is never not wet, so I don't think the vacuum cleaner would work well anyway. So that was the kitchen. We basically spend 90% of our daily lives in the kitchen. The actual part of the house is actually just for sleeping somehow. So let's go. Here is supposed to be nothing. Before, it was the empty part of the house. But then when my father was getting older, he decided to move from the second floor down here to sleep next to my mom. And now this is his bed in the middle of the way. Pretty inconvenient in my opinion, but if it's just two of them living in this big house, it doesn't really matter, I guess, as long as they're happy. Here is my mom's room. Yep, they sleep separately. I think it's pretty common for like old people in Vietnam because my father kind of snores as well and my mom has trouble sleeping at night. So she needs complete quiet, nobody move, nobody snore to sleep. So her room is pretty simple. we have this cupboard that was with us since 40 years or something, and my mom refused to throw it away. This is her bed. It's pretty small actually, nothing special I would say, but I have a lot of nice memory in this room. This is the room where all of us sisters gathering around every time we go back home. This is the room where we start exchanging clothes and then checking out what do we have, like do we have new makeup product or something, and then we change it all in this room. Lots of memory. So we are walking to the living room. We have a kind of pretty big living room and it's completely useless because we don't use this part of the house at all. My parents just make a very big living room because they heard that it was a trend at that time in the village, and I'm not blaming them. They don't have any idea about architecture or anything, so they do it as people told them. In the old time, we have very small house, so the living room is also the bedroom. All of our mattresses is like hard rock. So last night I had to sleep here and it was so painful. Also, we have a lot of mosquito, so we need to put a mosquito net before we go to sleep. Very important. Last night I didn't, and they were eating me alive until 4 a.m. This is supposed to be the chair for guests. As you can guess, nobody sit here. Like I can barely even fit here. It looks super inconvenient. As you can see, it all made from wood with a lot of art here. The thing I don't like and I still don't understand is that we do have a TV which is working, and normally you would put a chair in front of a TV facing the TV to watch it, or a sofa. But no, my parents put it here for decorations. So you would sit here and then you would have to turn here to see the TV. See how inconvenient that is? This is supposed to be a relaxing chair. You sit a lot in the beach and it's not relaxing at all, I guess. Oh my God. Why does everything have to make from wood here? I don't feel comfortable at all. Oh, wait. What? Wait a minute. I like it. Okay, I take everything back. Wow, that was surprisingly good. This is the massage chair that my sister bought for my father. At first, he was very hesitant to use it, but now I heard that he's addicted to using this chair. My father said that it's very good for him. Okay, and this is one of the biggest drama of the family last year. It's called Phản. I have no clue how you call it in English, but in Vietnam, it's a pretty popular furniture. Like, it's made from wood. Normally, when the guests come over, they would sit here and talk to you, just like that. So you don't need to sit on the floor. And my father bought it out of nowhere without consulting anyone. It was quite expensive too. Nobody used it, obviously. Now he used it for guests to sleep over. So we have 2 beds in the living room. And now because of the weather, the heat and the humidity, the wood is broken anyway. It's curved like this. So it's kind of useless. From here, you can see our garden and our yard. Over here, it's gonna be the front of the house and our big yard. And I can see the garden from here as well. In the old times, when my mom was still a farmer, she used the yard to like dry rice and peanut that she grilled by herself. Now the yard is just here for when guests coming over and there's not enough space. These dolls are really common in Vietnam. They're also made from real wood and they are extremely heavy. If I remember it correctly, when my mom built this house, she spent like half of the money just for buying dolls. It is that expensive. Since Vietnam is very humid and hot, most of our houses is very open and not really airtight like houses in Germany. In Germany, the weather is pretty cold, so we need to keep the air inside so we can turn on the heater and things like that. But over here, we need to keep the door open so that all of the humidity would go out. Otherwise, the whole house would be super wet all the time. Also, the high ceiling is keeping with the cold air in the summer too. And our wall is very thick. It's like 20-30 centimeters thick, to make sure that when the sun comes, the heat will not come inside. I think our house deals pretty well with the summer. Like when the heat comes down here on the living room, it's pretty cool. So normally we'll sleep here. But if there's cold in the winter, if you're staying in your bedroom, you feel like you're lying down there on the street or something. So that was the first floor. Let's go up to the second floor. First of all, do you see this? It's a tiny little lion holding a ball. He's pretty cute. The safety rail for the stair is also made from wood with extremely detailed stuff. And when it comes to New Year, me and my sister have to clean them by ourselves. They're extremely hard to clean. We have to like get into each hole to clean all of the dust. I hate that. And we had to clean from here to there. It took like half a day. But I'm very glad that my nieces are like 15, 17 now. So once they're home today, I'm gonna make them to do all of this. Welcome to my old room / current guest room. Come in, come in. It has changed a lot because the last time I was living here permanently was like 10 years ago. So my parents have thrown most of my furniture away. I used to have a table here so I can study and do homework. And this room is on the second floor and it is extremely hot in the summer. But still I want to have my own space because it's my private place when I was a teenager. In the village we have all kinds of insects. When I was younger we didn't have this protection. So when I was studying here every night, there's lots of insects coming in here, especially the one that look like moth, but they are not moth, and their wings are extremely itchy. If you touch them, you're gonna scratch, you're gonna scream. They would come all over my room, and every single night when I study here, I get super itchy. When I was a teenager, I used to have pictures of all of my favorite singers around here, but the moment I left the house, my mom took them down and burned them. Burn them, not just taking them down. Here, as you can see, is a mosquito net and it is fixed on the wall and I love it a lot because I don't need to like set up the mosquito net every night like down there. Here, all I need to do is this. And now, I'm well protected from the mosquito. And then in the evening, I just need to push it back. And it looks kind of nice as well, right? Out here on the second floor is our room where we worship our ancestor. It's pretty common in Vietnam. If you have a big house, you would use a room just for worshiping your ancestor. Sorry for the clothes. So here's the story of this room. It's actually my grandparents' house 70 years or 100 years ago. It's made from wood completely. And when we build the new house, my grandfather asked if we can keep this house with us because this is supposed to be where we worship the ancestor and he don't want to destroy it. So my parents thought about it and they built a normal house and then they bring this house from the ground floor up here on the second floor. I saw how they build it. It's super cool. They divide the house into different parts because it's made from wood, right? And they just like use the machine to bring it to the second floor and then they put them together. This is the room where all of the big ceremony happen in the family, like when someone getting married, for example. So when my sister's getting married, her and her husband has to come here to tell our ancestor that we're getting married, and we hope that the ancestor would like bless us with that. And I think it's a beautiful ceremony. I'm actually very excited to bring German boyfriend home, and when we're getting married, we could go out here and do the same thing. Let's get inside. Here it smells super good. It smells like incense because we burn a lot of them to worship the ancestor. So when you walk in here, you will see another set of chairs and table. This is a beautiful, beautiful cupboard that we have for like 30 years as well when I was a child. It still looks very good. And the art are made from the oyster or clam shell. They look super shiny. This whole part is where we have the shrine where we put pictures of our ancestor. And every month my mom would like offering them fruits or food or snack. And then she would burn like dead people money for them so that they have money to spend in the afterlife. But out of respect for them, I wouldn't want to film the shrine. So that's why I'm just telling you guys that. I used to study in this corner. Honestly, I was pretty scared. I was like 15 years old being here with a lot of like picture of our family's member who passed away and alone. And there's always bed up here. And it's really, really scaring me. I don't know how could I be that brave. By the way, have you ever seen this? It's like the cousin of a pomelo, but it looked like fingers. And this is what we call Buddha's finger. And we use it to worshiping our ancestor. I don't think it tastes good. It just looks really, really nice. This is the tea drinking area. Normally when guests coming over in Vietnam, we only offer them tea or sometimes water. These chairs are very popular in Vietnam. Those like super sturdy there. The wood is like this big as well. They don't like smash them together like in the West. I don't like this chair. It's super uncomfortable. They never have any cushion. The table is made from marble. It's a pretty popular granite in Vietnam. You can find them in the nature. A lot of our furniture are made from them. I really don't know how to call this, but we have this for like 15 years already. I would say it's kind of like a pond, and then they are faking it as a mountain up here. When you go to a Vietnamese house, you could properly see it as a decorations tool. And normally my father would have some tiny little fish inside, but he just gave up with raising fish now, so he just have water here. I don't know what this tree called, but its flower has the best smell ever. Whenever it blooms, the whole house just smells like, I don't know, flower, roses. Here is where we do dishes. Yes, it is very low. Yes, I always have cramp when I do dishes here, but no matter what I ask my parents, they refuse to change. So this is the chair that I have to sit in to do the dishes. I would sit here like this, and then do this, and then do this dish like this. It's very uncomfortable. And like my family have a lot of parties with, I don't know, 50 people eating, and I have to sit here for like an hour. And it was not a fun experience. See, I already have backache. So this is our garden. This place is where my mom cooks water. I don't know why she still have it. I told her that she can just use electricity to cook water, but she said that she can just use some wood that she has in the house and she can have water by herself. I'm not sure how to turn it on though, but the method is pretty straightforward. You put fire here, you put some wood, and then you turn this on. It's like a air blower, so they blow the air here constantly, and then there's fire constantly if you just keep feeding it wood. Here is our chicky. My mom raised the chicken and eat eggs. They are extremely noisy, and as I noticed, there are no female chicken here, only male. That's why they are screaming like crazy. This is a smaller part of the garden. As you can see, we have a pomelo here. We have the best pomelo in the world in this garden. I was so mad at my mom when she told me that she was giving the pomelo away. She should have given it to me. I love them. They are super, super tasty. If you walk this way, you can see our jackfruit. This is how a jackfruit tree and fruits look like. This is a tiny one, and it's gonna grow big like this. When I was a child, there was not much food to eat actually. So my favorite snack was eating the green jackfruit. This one, like this. Did I just pick it out? Mom's gonna kill me. Okay, you did not see that. Anyway, I would eat this, I would dip it in the salt, and then I just chew it. It's super, super bitter and like difficult to eat, but at the same time, quite addictive. And also, it could give you like crazy digestive problem. Very difficult to digest. I don't know why we ate that. This is a papaya tree. In Germany, this papaya would cost me like 20 euros. But here, it costs almost nothing because everybody has it. And when I was a child, I used this part of the papaya leaf as a bubble blower. Just need to take this away. Then you have a hole here, and then you just dip them into this soap, blow it, and then you have bubble. Actually, I will do it right now. This is one of the herbs area. My mom has everything here, so she can just run to the garden and pick some leaves when she needs to cook, so it's super convenient. By the way, the air looks a bit foggy because it's extremely humid. It's normal to looking like this nowadays. This is my favorite kind of vegetable, Vietnamese spinach. It's perfect for soup. You can eat them with crab soup or shrimp soup. Here is coriander, also one of my favorite herbs too. German boyfriend hates to eat coriander because he said that it tastes like soap. I just feel pity for him. Here is a very popular vegetable in the north, and we mostly grow it when it's winter. It has kind of a very intense flowery taste, and normally I eat them with hot pot, or I can eat them raw as well. My favorite thing about this plant is that when they're getting old, they bloom a lot of yellow flower, and the whole garden looks beautiful. These are actually two plants The climbing one is called lá chầu, and the big tree that looks like a coconut is called cây cao, and it has the fruits that look like a coconut too, but a tiny one. These are very cultural things in Vietnam because the old people, they used to eat them for hundreds of years. They used to eat the leaves mixed with the fruits of this coconut lime tree. For example, when there's a big event happening like weddings or ancestor worshipping day, we would offer them these and then people would eat them, or we would give it to the spirit. I personally don't like the taste of them. When you chew them together, they get extremely red, like you are chewing blood, and they are just bitter. I don't know, but my grandma loves it. She said it makes her high and she likes it. This rose lime flower is already more than 40 years old. It was from my grandparents' house, and when we built a new house, my mom took like a twig of it and moved it here, and it started growing like this. Fun fact, you can eat them. I eat the petals all the time, and they bloom all the time. Every time I go home, they bloom, they get super big in the summer. They look beautiful, super low maintenance. I love them way more roses. My family is just too loud now, so for my sanity, I cannot keep filming and talking for much longer. But I think I showed you most of the room already. By the way, I'm planning a lot of content about Vietnam on my channel because I'm here for a while and there are a lot of interesting things to talk about. So please, if you haven't, subscribe to my channel. And thank you very much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.